Hello everyone, welcome to FrontEndFunn. Today we are going to create a testimonials using Bootstrap and Slick Carousel. Okay, so this is my index.html and my index.html, my style.scss and my custom script file. So I have included the Bootstrap here, Bootstrap min and Bootstrap bundle.min.js, and I'm using Slick Carousel 1.8 version and similarly slick.min.js 1.8 version. Okay. So this is my custom script file and my custom style.css. So let's get started by writing a div with a class of container fluid. And inside this container fluid, we'll be writing a row, and this row contains a div with a class of testimonials container, and let's give the margin as my5, that is top and bottom 5. And inside this we'll be writing a call hyphen md hyphen 6 column div with an offset of 3. Okay, offset hyphen md hyphen 3. Next we'll be writing a div with class of testimonials. So all our testimonials will be inside this wrapper. Okay, so testimonial, so individual testimonial is under testimonial div, and all the testimonial divs are under the testimonials, the plural form. Okay, so let me add a comment here. This is 1. Inside the testimonial we'll be writing a div with class of user info and an image container where we will be using an image. So I'm having the image inside my images folder. Inside the images folder, image / testimonial.png. For now I'm just removing the alt attribute, and if I save, as you can see, this is the image I'm going to use. Fine. Next, after the image container, we'll be writing a div with a class of name where the name of the user goes here. For now I'm using John Doe, and for the designation we'll be writing a div with class of designation, say director, and so the user info is completed here. Outside the user info, let's write some lorem ipsum. Fine. So this is our testimonial. I'll make copy of this testimonial 4 more times, so that we'll be having 5 testimonials. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and final one. Okay, so we are having 5 testimonials here, as you can see. So let's style these testimonials. Before that, let's initialize the Slick carousel. So I'm quickly jumping to my script file and writing the document.ready function, and inside this let's create a function called testimonials slider equal to function so which targets the testimonials, that is the plural form, div which containing all our testimonials. Okay, so I'm targeting the testimonials div, and I'm going to initialize the slick carousel on this SLICK. So let's pass the object. So object takes few parameters here. Few values, sorry, not parameters. Object contains few values. So arrows false. I don't want the arrows to be shown. That is the reason I'm setting the arrows to false, and dots to true. That is the navigation dots will be visible here. And center mode is true. So I want the slider to be in center. Next, infinite true. Let's set the speed to 1000 and dot class. So the dots class will be having this class, triggers. The navigation dots will be having triggers as a class. Next, slides to show is 1. All these options are available in the documentation of Slick Carousel. I'll provide the Slick Carousel link in description below. You can check out there. Center padding 0 pixel. Okay. Next, we need to call this function to initialize the slider. So after this function, let me call this function, and when the user switches from portrait to landscape mode, we will call this function again, that is window dot on resize. Let's take a callback. Inside the callback, we need to again call this function. Okay. So as you can see, the slider is initialized, but it is taking more width of the container. Okay, so let's fix this slider using CSS. And so I need to write dot class, not dot class. I need to write dots class here. Okay, so we are done with the JavaScript. Let's switch to style.scss and start styling the slider. Okay, so I'm using a random Google font here. So before this, let me write the font, and I'm going to use some colors. So let me copy the colors directly. Fine. So we'll target the body first. Set the background color to our background variable. Next, I'll be targeting a slick-list class. That is the list class which is added by Slick Carousel. Okay. Let me show you the slick. So this is a slick list class. I'm targeting the slick list class and set the overflow to visible. Fine. Next, let me write the testimonial container. So I'll target the testimonial container directly and set the overflow property to hidden. Okay, so as you can see, when I set the overflow property hidden, the slider is visible. Fine. So I am setting the slick list overflow property to visible because it is added overflow hidden by default. If it is hidden, only one slider will be visible. So we want all the sliders to be visible. So I am setting the overflow property to visible on the slick list, and I want to hide on the testimonials container. That is the reason I have added overflow hidden. If I don't add overflow hidden, as you can see, we are getting a horizontal scroll bar, and if I add the overflow hidden, the scroll bar is no more visible. Fine. So let's style these dots as well as the carousel and the image. So I'm targeting the testimonials container inside this slick-active. So this class is added for both two of the elements, that is for the dots as well as the current active slide. So I'll set the background color of this element to testimonial active color, that is the red color. Fine. And set the color to white. So I am setting the text color to white. As you can see, the active slide will be in red color and the text will be in white color. The second one is active, that is the reason it is also highlighted here. Next, the user info. We'll set the opacity to 1 because we want to set the opacity of the inactive slides to 0.5 and set the active slide to 1. That is the reason I am setting it here well before. Next, let's target the testimonial, that is individual slide dot testimonial, and add some padding to this element, padding 10 pixel, and set the background color to $testimonial background. That is, we are setting the inactive color testimonial background here. Okay. Next, we'll set the margin to rem 10 pixel. Okay. So all the sliders are having some margin. Fine. Next, set the margin bottom to rem 120 pixel. So I'm giving a huge margin at the bottom because I want to place this image at the center of the slider and setting its position to absolute. Okay. Next, let's set the border radius. Border hyphen radius and set it to rem 5 pixel. Okay. Next, we'll set the color to our font color. So inactive slides font color will be, that is, green color. Fine. Next, set the position to relative because we want to position the image as absolute. I am setting its parent as relative and set some padding bottom rem 50 pixel and set the outline to 0 and font family to our font family variable. Okay. So when you hover on this testimonial, we want the cursor to be set to move. Okay. So when you hover, it will be showing a move cursor. Fine. Next, we'll target the user info section. The user info section. I am targeting the user info. Set the position to absolute. Display it as flex and flex direction to column. Fine. Let's decrease the image size and set it center of the slider. Okay. Because it is positioned absolute, what we can do is we can align items to center and set the left to 0, right to 0 and set the margin to auto, which centers the element on the slider. Okay. Next, we'll set the opacity to 0.5. The inactive slider's image is 0.5. Only the active slider will be opacity of 1. Fine. Next we'll target the image container that is inside the user info, and let's set the height to rem 100 pixel and width to rem 100 pixel. Next we'll target the image inside the image container and set the max width of this element to 100% and add some border m4 pixel solid white. Okay. Next we'll apply the border radius on this element also. Set the border radius fine. Let's place this image at the bottom. So I'm writing the bottom value, setting it to rem minus 120 pixel. Fine. So why okay. Fine. Next let's style the name as well as the designation here. So after the image, let's see where is the name and designation. It is directly under the user profile, user info. So under the user info, I'll target the name as well as designation. For the name, I'm setting the color value to white, and let's increase the font size. Font size rem 30 pixel and color to dollar testimonial active color. Okay. Next let's style these triggers here. So almost complete. The final thing is we need to style these trigger elements. So we have added the class triggers using JavaScript. I'm directly targeting the triggers and I'm going to display them as flex, and because that is an UL element, I'm setting the padding to 0, justify content to center, and align items to center. Let's set the list style type to none. So we want to remove the bullets there. As you can see, all the buttons are styled there. Next let's apply some margin so there is gap between these elements. So this is a UL element, and inside the LIs we are having the buttons. Okay, I am applying the margin rem 10 pixel on top and bottom and rem 4 pixel on left and right. Okay. Next let's set the height to rem 6 pixel and width to rem 6 pixel and border hyphen radius to rem 200 pixel. I'm just setting it to high value. Background color to our font color. Next, and on hover we'll set the cursor to pointer so that the user knows that is a clickable element. Okay, and for the buttons we'll set overflow property to hidden and set the display to none. Okay, so we are having a cool looking dots. Fine. So this is a cool testimonial using slick carousel, and it is perfectly responsive. So on the mobile screens, as you can see, only one slider is visible at a time. and on iPads and tablets. This is the view. Okay. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please do watch other videos on my channel. Please share and subscribe. I'll provide the source code FrontEndFunn.com. You can find the link in description below, and I'll also provide the useful links for these tutorials, links for the libraries I have used in this tutorial. You can find them in the description below. We'll meet again in an exciting tutorial. Take care.